So the key inputs that we provide are the chemicals, fertiliser, and big turnover on fuel.
The sand and the silt in that, and then when we get down here, the weather will work it for free. Look, but I want to recover some of that this year's losses next year with maximising the winter wheat crop next year.
And he's driven it the whole 360 miles backwards.
So that's the end of our week in Wales. Had a great time. It's a lovely area here around Criceth, and I think probably the highlight was the steam train and the ride from Porthmadog to Carnarvon on the steam train. Just stunning scenery. Just wanted also to just highlight here, there is some forestry work being done here, a lot of coppicing, and it'll have been done on a grant, I think, looking at it. Replanted some areas here and another one up there, but all the saplings are growing a treat, as you can see, so they're all taking on and have established. They only did it apparently about 3 months ago. Virtually all packed up, just the dog beds to put in. They're all ready to go. We're just going to call it Criceth Beach on the way back and have a bit of a walk with the dogs on the beach. Just going to say cheerio to Hugh. He's across there with his sheepdogs. Look at this scenery now, just on the very northwest coast of Wales near Snowdonia. And we are about to go in a tunnel, I think. There we are. In another tunnel, by the look of this, under a river or part of the sea, the estuary. That's what it will be.
It's a long tunnel.
ETA back in Lincolnshire, 1707, and it is now 20 past 1. Friday afternoon. The traffic is never good. There we are, just coming out the other side. There's a conveyor belt out there, it comes under the motorway. Looks like it's for ships coming in, bringing minerals and things in, I should say. It goes up. Oh, there's a big viaduct there as well. Can't quite see it from here. There we go. So I've got Ian here from Woldmarsh, and in front of the Woldmarsh stand, and just before we get in talking about Woldmarsh, it's a buying group, and some of you might remember we had a farm walk, which was a ride around in one of our Bailey people carriers and a few refreshments afterwards, didn't we, Ian?
We did.
A couple of weeks ago.
Had
a really good evening.
Yep.
So Ian, just Woldmarsh, what is it for a start?
Yeah, it's a buying group that covers the East Midlands right up to the Scottish borders. We've got over 1,000 members and we've been in business since 1961, non-profit making.
Right. So I know we've been members here at the farm for about 25 years. I'm just guessing somewhere there a good long while. So what are the sort of things that you can help source for farmers, and how does it work?
Yeah, so the key inputs that we provide are the chemicals, fertiliser and the fuels. Electricity is a good strong point of ours.
Yeah.
You can even buy building materials indeed. I think you used as a good lot when you built your new house.
Yeah, we did, that's right, yeah. And fuel's another one. We mentioned fuel. I mean, that's a big turnover, isn't it? A big part of what you do is fuel.
Yeah. Big turnover on fuel and AdBlue, wood pellet, wood chip, all the ancillaries, and lubricants as well. So yeah.
And livestock farmers, it's not purely restricted to arable, is it?
Not at all. No, we've got strong tie-ups with people like Mole Valley, Phillips Animal Health locally, several others. Can't mention them all.
So how does it work? Because obviously you have all the prices, the farmer will ring you, but just a quick explaining how it works.
Yeah, it works twofold really. We have an office at Louth with our staff and our traders, so members can phone the office, it's one number, and get through to each department, so the crop inputs, the utilities, the sundries, machinery, and accounts as well, and works that way. Or you can go into any of our huge list of suppliers, produce your membership card, buy your goods over the counter, and it's invoiced through Woldmarsh.
At the discounted rate?
Discounted rates, we have discounted suppliers, and some we have convenience suppliers.
So if we want to join Woldmarsh and anybody's interested in to get hold of you, how do they do that?
Yeah, give me a call on my mobile, 07741 249 804.
There you go, that's Ian's contact details. Give Ian a shout and he'll happily sort something out so you can become a member. Thanks, Ian.
Lovely, thank you very much, Andrew.
Next Saturday and Sunday, the 13th of July, is Great Eccleston Show. That's in Lancashire, which I think it's just east of Blackpool. This is the flyer, and this is what's on. It'd be great to see you. I'm going to be there along with some of the other farming YouTubers, so it'd be great to see you. We've got lots going on there. There's going to be a horse display, food theatre, and tractor pull. That's always good value to look at. And gun dogs and hawk displays, craft marquees, dog show with gun dogs as well, and vintage tractors. That's always great to look at. And there's a big display of livestock and also rare breed sheep, heavy horses, and also children's classes, poultry, eggs, all those normal things. Huge amount to see, and it's a great day out for family and children. So please come along, and if you'd like to come and have a word with us, it'd be great to see you. I just wanted to touch on the result of the general election, and just to say that I don't mention politics much because you can get in some very heated discussions with politics. Some people have very, very strong views, and I'm not clever enough to understand some of how politics works, and so I tend to steer clear of politics. But all I will say is I think the current DEFRA team, or the DEFRA team that we've had in the last year, with Steve Barclay, Secretary of State, at the top, Mark Spencer number 2, and then Robbie Moore as Flooding Minister, we've had a really good DEFRA team. I know the last two really well. Mark Spencer farms near me, not far from Newark, and Robbie Moore, his family farm in North Lincolnshire, and I know those well. And Steve Barclay, his constituency was a farming or rural constituency, and then with Richie Sunak, his constituency was in Yorkshire, another rural area, a lot of sheep farmers in there. So I think for once we did have a team that understood farming, but it's a shame because all they've been doing is trying to repair the damage that Boris Johnson's government did, and previous governments and previous Secretary of States and a previous DEFRA team who didn't really understand farming. I think that the last team have just been firefighting and trying to repair the damage from there, which is a shame because they haven't had enough time. But anyway, we've now got a Labour government, and who knows whether that will be better, whether it will be worse. A lot of people are saying it'll be worse, but who knows? We don't know. We've got to give them time. We can't change the result now. We've got to give them time just to see how it's going to be. So only time will tell. But I just hope we get a team in place that understand farming and that are not from a town, if you like, and don't understand farming, because that is where the problems arise. Anyway, we've got to give them time and see how we go, and we'll touch on this subject maybe in another year or so. But if you'd like to come back with any comments about this, then please do in the comments below this video. Regular viewers will remember we had a drain put in only, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I'm on this field now, and the drain went in behind me down here. You can see the disturbed ground, and I couldn't show you the soil being put back over the open drain because I had to rush off to a meeting, and they weren't quite ready to do that. So I'll just show you the finished article, what they've done here, and also where the drain here comes out in this river. This is what we call the River Brant. This is about probably 1.5 miles, 2 miles sort of downstream from where we are. Our farm is that way, 2 miles, and this is the same river that comes past us that you've seen me feature sometimes. So we'll just have a look at this outfall, and I'll show you this outfall and also show you back here how it's been filled in. So they've dug into the bank here, and the reason it's been put back quite a way is because of the internal drainage boards come along here, and they weed out this in the winter time, and we wanted to keep the pipe away from where they do it. It's just full plenty back far enough for my liking. When you look here, I know it's well out the way of anything, but it is well back from the bank, and I'd like to have seen really some concrete slabs or something probably on here, so that the water, when it comes out, it doesn't cut into this bank. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, you've just seen how deep the drain is at that end, and it needs to be because this ground falls down there. So to get the water in the pipe to flow, it obviously the pipe has to be shallower that end than it does that end, and because the ground rises, that further complicates it. So that pipe outlet there is 1.8 meters deep, and here it's 0.9 meters deep up this other end, and that's so that the pipe has got a little bit of a fall for the water to flow on, and that allows for the slope in the field. One more thing worth noting, how the soil changed. You can see it's dark up there, and then as you get down here, see how it changes colour, and this is getting sandier and sandier, more silt in it here. When you look at this here, you can just see how different it is. A lot of silt in this, how different it is compared to up there. This is the end of the drain, and we went through the crop here the last sort of 30-40 metres, because this is where the wet spot came to, and we lost a little bit of wheat here, but not a lot. But again, just shows here how it sort of leaves it. You can see a bit of the stone we put in just on top there. The drain's all underneath there, and the stone is within about 15 inches of the top, maybe a bit less, and the stone helps the drain to work better. Just talking about the different types of soil here, you can see what a light colour that is, the sand and the silt in that. And then when we get down here, that is a lot heavier, more clay. Excuse me, Nala, come out the shadow. Nala, no. And then where we get there, you can see really a lot of clay in that. Look at the difference there. And that's in the same field, about 100 metres apart, or yards, whichever you use. Some of you remember we put a cover crop on our fallowed land, and we've got probably a third of what we're farming that hasn't got a crop on it. So we needed to dry it out a bit, because we're going to mould drain it, which we're probably going to start next week. You'll see that, and I'll explain what that is next week when we do it. But we decided to put a cover crop on to dry it out and put the soil into a bit better condition. And this particular field, the cover crop has come, but not exceptionally well. But it's really interesting to see how it's crumbling down with the weather. So there we've got a plant of Phacelia, and we've got the buckwheat. That was the other plant we put in there. And we also put in linseed, but the linseed, there's not a lot of that come. Not a lot of it germinated. It was put in, I think, 10th of May time, and because the ground was so cold then, it just sort of germinated and just stopped. But everything is growing a bit. Obviously there's some weeds as well with it, but when you look there, we have got some cover crop now. But it's very interesting to see the soil. You can just see now here, when I look at that lump, how it's all crumbling. Really difficult soil, this 55% clay, this field. And look how that, because it dried out and baked out solid, and we've had rain since, look how that's crumbling. It just crumbles. Look at that there. There, just falls apart. All this does. And if you just sort of do that with your feet, look at that there, how it crumbles. And this is the beauty of heavy land. The weather will work it for free. Look how in that middle of that lump there where my thumb is, it's still dry, and it's dark around the outside of the moisture's got, but yet it's still cracked open. How it's all crumbling. Here, all these lumps, that's a hard dry lump, but it has crumbled. It is crumbling. It's still very dry and hard underneath there. So all this land, what we're going to do now, the cover crop sort of got roots in it, and it'll stand a little bit of traffic on it. We're going to mould drain it with the 8RX and the twin leg mould plough we bought, and I'll explain that next week. As I say, we're going to go through here, and then within probably a couple of weeks, end of the month, early August, we'll go through the solo and get all this land ready for drilling with winter wheat. And then the crumbly nature you've seen now will come back in end of August, early September. Some of you might wonder why we're going to do this, why we're leaving this surface to drill into. Because of this soil type, it hasn't had a serious loosening underneath for a while, and I just know that if we don't do anything to this and rectify it properly, and put some diesel in it and some metal in it with the cultivations, that the minute we get some rain this winter and we have another wet period, this winter this field will just stand still in water. So we really need to set about this and spend a bit of money this autumn or this summer on all this land that we haven't got a crop on, to maximise our returns next year, because we are going to lose a fair bit this year because we're not going to get a harvest off this. But I want to recover some of that this year's losses next year with maximising the winter wheat crop next year. Just come to see the vintage tractor run in motion. if you remember, I think it was last week, two or three times I've actually promoted this and said about the vintage tractor run and where they're going, and this is to raise money for the Links and Knots Ambicopter and local hospice. And I'm just out at the minute near Hull Beach, and I just wanted to show you some of the soils and the crops that grow here, because this is prime Lincolnshire grade 1 land that is very low lying, and when you look it's just flat, but grows some of the best food you could imagine. And it grows, Lincolnshire grows 27% of the nation's vegetables. Just one more thing, you can see from this snapshot or this screenshot of the map, you can see how close to the sea I am here. It's only just in front of me. Looks like I've found the right place. You can see all the drivers are behind them with a bit of a photo opportunity. What we're going to do, we're going to walk down the line of all these tractors and someone explain what they are and how old they are. I've got Andrew Jacklin here, who's driving one of the tractors. That's this John Deere just here. And I've got the phone behind here because I apologise, I haven't got the muffled microphone with me. I've left it at home, so I've got to keep them phone protected. So Andrew, you're on this John Deere. Just before we go down the line of tractors, you are raising money for?
The Air Ambulance and Andy's Children's Hospital.
Right. And how many years have you been doing this?
We've been doing this sort of run 12 years. Every other year we do a massive run. Our first run was Blackpool Pier to Cleethorpes Pier.
Yeah.
We've done Newby Hall, we've done Beamish. This has been our biggest mileage. We've actually done 360 miles before we get back to Huttoff to Farmer Brown's.
And that'll be tomorrow, Sunday?
That'll be Sunday tomorrow, yeah, back to East.
And how many miles have you done today?
We've done 80 miles today, or we will have done by the time we get to our hotel.
Yeah. So all these tractors are open top, there's no cab, and it's not the warmest of weather at the minute, is it?
It's been cold, we've had some showers, we've had some cold weather. Yeah. It's nice and sunny today.
Yeah.
Our target was £20,000, and I think we will do that quite easily, but we don't mind if we go over it.
Absolutely fantastic. No, exactly. So if anybody wants to donate, you've got a Just Giving link.
We have, yes, yeah, that's on the Just Giving page.
Yeah, and the Facebook page is called what?
The Facebook page is Tour de Links Vintage Tractors, and all the information's on there, where we've been and who we've met, and the Just Giving page is on there as well.
And I'll put the link to that in this video description as well, so please look out for that. And it'd be great if you've got anything spare to donate, because the Ambicopter, obviously, we've been out in the countryside, most farmers, anybody connected with agriculture, you just never know when you might need it. And Andy's Hospice, another very, very worthwhile local charity.
We always say to anybody that's kind enough to donate, thank you very much, we hope you never need it.
Exactly, that's great. Really good way of putting it. Right, Andrew, we'll just turn round and we'll just go down these line of tractors. Andrew, this John Deere here, is this one you're driving?
Yeah, John Deere 4020, 1965.
Yep.
Yeah, restored by myself over the last few years.
And are you using it on the farm at home?
We use it a little bit sometimes, yeah. We certainly do some work with a grain blower and sometimes. So
horsepower roughly?
92 horsepower.
92 horse,
yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, big tractor in its day.
I was just going to say that, you can, yeah, looking at that, definitely.
Very big tractor in its day.
Right, next one, we've got 14 to go down, so we need to go down them quick. The old, brilliant Massey 135, we've all driven those. Fantastic. No, not multi-power though. Yeah, right, that's good. Age?
1967.
67, right, this grey Fergie?
The old grey Fergie, 1958 this is.
And what horsepower would that be?
That would be 35 horsepower.
Right.
This is one that this gentleman here, Gav Motley, made. And it started with an International B250.
Yeah.
And he decided that on this road run, everybody was driving their tractor forward. So Gav had to be a little bit different, and he decided he wanted to drive it backwards. So he stripped the whole thing, changed the gearbox round, and he's driven it the whole 360 miles backwards.
Backwards. That's brilliant. Well done.
No problem.
Fantastic. Look, there we go. That's advertising it. Sorry, Andrew. Just have a look at that. That's what they're doing. Right, another little grey Fergie.
Yeah, 1958. That's our oldest tractor on the run. Grey Fergie in absolutely superb condition. It's absolutely amazing that it can do that sort of mileage.
Absolutely.
And keep up.
And keep up, fantastic. Or is this a multi-power?
Rob Wilson on 35X with multi-power. Rob is our main organiser.
Well done, Rob.
And done a fantastic job.
You are.
For us all.
Multi-power, remember the phrase, up the multi years ago. If you had a multi-Massey, you were made.
International B250, again 1961.
Yeah.
Steve Pennell driving that. Steve's been one of our members right from the start. He's been on every run with us.
Fantastic. Well done, Steve.
Philip Greenfield, Selectomatic, David Brown.
Yeah.
His father bought this tractor new.
Oh, really?
And he's restored it in previous
Look at that. It's better paintwork than new equipment today.
Sam Brown, he's one of our new members.
Hello, Sam.
Sam's on his Ford Super Dexter.
Yeah.
1962.
Fantastic.
Sam's done very well to do all the mileage with us as well.
You have, well done. How many horsepower?
They're about 35.
35. Brilliant. Well done, Sam. Now look at that.
Andrew Ridsdale on a field marshal. This is our oldest tractor. And Andrew's done very well to sit on there for 360.
You have, look at that, shaking like that. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Philip Day, David Brown, Diplomatic, and Philip's all the way from Manchester.
Really?
Another one of our team. I met Philip at college in the 70s.
Yeah.
And Philip's been with us on all our runs as well.
And there's this tractor from Manchester as well. You brought it over.
Yes, it's
Well
from
done.
Manchester.
Well done, Philip. Brilliant. The good old Ford 5000. We all had those fantastic tractors.
Barry Mumby, he joined our team 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's been with us a couple of years.
Brilliant. Right.
Graham Elder.
Hello, Graham.
Graham's another member of the team that's been with us from the word go and been on every run with us. And Alice Chalmers.
How old's this? 1964.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Incredible condition, all these machines. And the last one?
Guy's rather different. It's not a standard tractor at all.
I can see that.
But it certainly draws some interest. And Guy he's got a helicopter on the back.
Ah, look at that.
This is our money collecting helicopter.
Look at that.
And the door opens to put your pennies in, Andrew.
Absolutely brilliant. Here we go. I'm going to be donating on the web. Look at that on the website. Look at that. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay. So, do you do any tractor pulling with this?
No, I don't want to break it.
You don't know. Look at this.
So
Brilliant.
a fantastic team of lads, all having good fun.
Yeah.
Every single penny of costs we pay for ourselves.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah.
And every single penny that everybody gives, we give to the air ambulance and Andy's.
Absolutely brilliant. Right, well, good luck with the rest of the day tonight and tomorrow finishing at Huttoft. And we'll have a look and make sure that everybody gives as much as we can. Thank you for that. Thank you ever so much, Andrew. Brilliant.
Thank you for the time.
No, thank you ever so much. Well done, everybody. There's the escort vehicle.
Thank you very much, Holbeach St Mark's. Lovely cake, lovely coffee. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Gordon, driving that. Pleasure, Andrew. Good luck. Thank you. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. Cheerio, good luck. A few locals turning up to say hello and goodbye. Absolutely brilliant. Just left the farm where the tractors were meeting up. Just looking at this landscape here. Different way of farming out here. But it's so important for the nation's food supply. I think where we are at the minute, we're below sea level. You often hear people say, oh, let land like this flood, but no way. when it produces the amount of crops that it does. Look at the spacing of these crops, precision planting. This is celeriac, I think. Grown in beds, you can see there. 3 rows at a time. And the soil, just look at this soil. Very high silt content, but very moisture retentive and very productive. Grade 1. And grade 1 means top quality, expensive soil, grows a lot of food.